Raider reaction is for mature audiences only. So if you can't stand the heat, stay away from the fire.
I thought I'd dress appropriately, since it is Throwback Thursday on Raider Reaction. And normally, we've got a nice little cool segment or something like that, but we got something extra special for you tonight, so I'm glad you joined us. And please share it up, as the Facebook police are again hot on my trail and have locked me down immediately at the beginning of the show from multiple profiles again. So please share it up and get it out there and help the cause. Thank you. Let me introduce myself. I am the commish. This is Raider Reaction Throwback Thursday, coming to you live from the confines of Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. And just where is that, might you ask? Well, in case you're new, haven't been here in a minute, it's a little late in the evening, gotten into the adult beverages, herbal refreshments, what have you. Let me give you some simple directions. It's just down the street, past the house with the boarded up windows. Make sure you stop at the corner and ask my man Joe. He's a gentleman, he's a scholar, mostly he's a man of commerce. So slip what you should, he's going to point you in the right direction. He's going to tell you to take a left and then a right. And as you find yourself strolling down the damn street, minding your own damn business, you're going to pass a deep, dark alley to your immediate right. As you pass that alley, a cool breeze will hit you that chills you right to your skeletal core. And you'll find yourself asking, is that the autumn wind? You goddamn right. Should you venture down that deep, dark alley? Well, of course you should, because what you're going to find at the end is a special little place that we like to call deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction, and as it is every Thursday, purple drink. And as it is every Thursday, we got a little Throwback Thursday for you tonight, and I've got a very, very special guest for you, and he's going to be taking questions from you guys as well. So throw them up in the comments. You got a good juicy question for our special guest, and I will throw it up to them. So tonight we have James Duffner, who was a best friend of Lyle Alzado, a Raider great, Raider legend, part of the 1983 Raider team, who ultimately after turned 1984. Beginning of that year, they won the Super Bowl. Took down the Redskins. Played the last 4 years of his career as a Raider. Obviously, was also a renowned on the Orange Crush defense of the Denver Broncos of the 70s, who were formidable. And then a quick stop with the Browns, and then ended up finishing up with the Raiders. But James has wrote a book called The Lyle Alzado Story, Nobody's Invincible, and we're going to be bringing James on to join us. If you give me just a second, we'll get him connected, and we're going to have us a little live special guest action on Throwback Thursday here. So let me get James connected here. James, you there?
I'm here.
All right, hang tight just a second. Let me get you connected in. Can you hear me okay?
Okay. I can hear you good.
All right, excellent. Everybody, let me know if you have any problems hearing James out there in the audience. James or Jim? Do you prefer James or Jim?
I prefer Jim.
Jim, all right. Jim, thank you for joining us on Raider Reaction Throwback Thursday. You have a book that has come out here recently. It is the Lyle Alzado story, Nobody's Invincible. What did it come out in June, I believe? It hit nationally.
Well, it's been out a couple weeks. They haven't done the press releases yet, and it's not out in e-books yet. But you can buy it on Amazon or Barnes and Noble right now.
Well, perfect. I'm old school. I like things that I can hold. So I'm gonna be picking that up, and I'm gonna be sending you off a copy because I would like to get a little signed one from you as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, anybody who would like to get one and come down to Red Rock Harley Davidson in Las Vegas on the corner of Rainbow and Sahara, they can just come on inside and ask for me any Wednesday through Sunday, and I'd be more than happy to sign it for them.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm gonna be stopping in to see here before too long. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time out there in Vegas here real soon, since we're getting ready to land there here next season. So,
Good.
Jim, let's jump right into it. Please, if you would, just take a minute and tell us a little bit about your relationship with Lyle, and then kind of give us the gist of your book, and then we'll run from there.
Well, Lyle was like a big brother, to me. He was my best friend, and he made me promise that I would write this book with him, and if he wasn't around, that I would do it on my own. And it's a story that he wanted told, and obviously he wasn't around, and I kind of shelved it for a while because his wife had told me that she had a book deal and a film deal coming out, and so I put it on the shelf and forgot about it. Well, it was like he was tormenting me from above because all at once he got me going, and I wrote the book.
That is a very cool story. Very cool story as to how that came about. So the original plan was to write it with Lyle.
Yeah, originally he wanted me to write it with him, and he had cancer, and we really didn't know if he was going to make it or not. They had him on some experimental stuff, and then they moved up to Oregon to his new wife's parents' house, and while they were up there, the cancer disappeared. Lyle was, ecstatic. He, said, I told you I was going to beat it and stuff, and then they stopped. They didn't follow up with the final two stages of the medicine they were giving him, the treatment. Mm-hmm. And it came back. It came back in his throat one morning. He went to swallow, and he couldn't swallow.
Oh, my goodness.
And they tried to put him back on, starting from, square one again, and his body went into shock and wouldn't take it. So he gave up. He just, completely gave up, didn't want to get out of bed, didn't want to talk to anybody, didn't want anything. And I called up there. I was in Florida at one of Mickey Rourke's fights, and I just got home, and I called him to see how he was doing, and Ed Cappy, his wife's dad, told me that Lyle's given up because you're the only person he will talk to, and see if you can motivate him, because I was calling to tell him I was going to be up there on Saturday.
Wow.
But it was flying up, and I could hear Lyle breathing through a trach in his throat, but he couldn't talk, and I just told him I was going to kick his rear end. By the time I got up there, if he wasn't up out of bed, I was going to kick his what. And he started laughing, and Kathy grabbed the phone. She goes, "What'd you say?" I said I was going to kick his ass if he wasn't up out of bed by the time I got there. For all the times he drugged me out, to go run the stairs with him in the morning.
Yeah.
And he just, I don't know, he wanted to hear my voice, is what they said. He wanted to see me again, but he really, he didn't want anybody to see him. I was the only one allowed to look at him in the coffin.
So when did you first meet Lyle then, Jim? I mean, how long had you guys been friends? When did you first meet him?
We've been friends for quite a while. I met him through different NFL events and things, and we, used to have lunch up in LA, and it was a friendship where we'd run into each other, and then one night I was actually at a bar up in LA, ran into a couple friends that I knew from high school, and they'd asked if I could give them a ride back to the hotel, and I said sure. And as we were leaving, just got to my car, 4 huge guys came up. They were walking towards us, a couple of them with knives and a club, and my friends locked me out of my car. Anyway, they were there to kill the 2 guys I was with, basically, and I thought I was going to end up in the hospital when Lyle popped up out of nowhere, and we ended up sending those 4 guys to the hospital.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, everything with Lyle was black and white. There was no gray area.
So I have to ask, because I've read a little bit of the book, but I haven't read the entire thing. There's one line, and that's on the back, because obviously if somebody goes to look at the picture that I posted earlier on there, it has the cover of your book and then kind of shows the back cover, and there's a little snippet on there that says, he paid the ultimate price for his lifestyle, but you're here to tell you that he didn't. What exactly do you mean by that? Can you expound on that a little bit without giving away too much of your book? Because we obviously want these folks to go out and pick it up and get to know Lyle's entire story as well. But can you give a little bit about what you mean about that without giving away too much?
Well, he accepted the Lord.
Okay.
At the end, and it brought him a lot of peace. And that's when he went out and he wanted to try to help kids. He used to, his main goal, he wanted to get in the Hall of Fame. That meant the world to him. And then once he accepted the Lord, his main goal was helping other people and trying to help kids not to make the same mistake that he made.
I remember that infamous Sports Illustrated cover from when I was a kid growing up. I'm 44 now, and that team to me was the team that I watched when I was growing up. That '83 team, that was like 8-9 years old. That was an impressionable kid, and I remember everything about everything that happened to that team when I was growing up. And I remember the infamous cover and the story, the Sports Illustrated story about him admitting his steroid use.
Yeah, he came out and he told the truth about it, and it just kept him out of the Hall of Fame, where he should be. Like Rod Martin said, he was not only the best defensive end he ever played behind, but he was the best defensive end he's ever seen play in the game. And coming from Rod Martin, that's really saying something.
Yeah, I think that's hard for me a pill for me to swallow too. To hold a guy out who admitted to something that there were a large number of folks in the. I mean, they didn't really test for it back then. It was kind of so to blackball a guy and not keep him in the hall for just admitting usage. I have a hard time accepting that, because Lyle's definitely a guy that deserves to be in there.
Oh, he does. I mean, he gave it his all. He went, 120% on every single play. Like Rod said, he never signed back on. He was full speed ahead on every single play. And it just, the book is like, it goes through Lyle's upbringing, as a kid, and up through the college, and, professional, and a bunch of stories that have never been told or heard before. And, I tell all the good, bad, and the ugly. And I think it's a book that people are loving it. And Lyle was a great guy. He had one of the biggest hearts you ever wanted to meet. He'd give you his shirt off his back. We'd be eating in a restaurant, and numerous times people came by asking for autographs, and he asked them to join us, and then picked up their tab. I've seen him put long-distance phone calls down just to take pictures and sign autographs and talk to people. He was never too busy for the fans.
That's just to kind of brush up on a little of his backstory. I'd watched the football life of Lyle Alzado just. It wasn't even a week ago, actually, and that was one of the biggest things I got taken away from that as well too. Is they wanted to keep conveying of how big of a heart this guy was and how much he did give back. I mean, he had this. Obviously, he had the persona on the field. He'd rip your head off, but that's not how he was off the field. He was a human like everybody else, and that seemed to be the one thing they kept wanting to drive home on that show as well.
No, it's true, because, he loved the fan, and he loved Al Davis, and he loved his teammates. His teammates were his family, as far as he was concerned. And the Raiders were the team that he wished he'd played for his whole career. I talked to Tom Flores, and Coach Flores told me how Lyle was his favorite and Al's favorite. I've talked to Al Davis numerous times, and the reason I got to talk to Al Davis is because he knew my relationship with Lyle. Because, he was a pretty private person, only talked to certain people.
Very cool.
I just, I don't know, I miss the guy.
Oh, I'm sure. Too soon. Way too soon. How old would he have been now?
Well, he was, he'd be in his, right around 70.
Yeah,
which is hard to believe.
That's hard to believe. Still a lot of life left after that. Goodness gracious, with the way medicine is nowadays. My grandmother just passed, and she was almost 90. Such a sad end to a phenomenal career. But like you said, he accepted his fate at the end, and he'd made peace with everything. And I guess that's how else you would. That's about the best case scenario for the ending that he had. If you're just joining us, I've got James Duffner on with me. He was a best friend of Lyle Alzado, and he's the author of the Lyle Alzado story, Nobody's Invincible, by James Duffner. And where can they grab the hard copies currently, Jim?
They can get it at Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble.
And it's like I said before, if they want to come down to Red Rock Harley-Davidson in Las Vegas, I'd be more than happy to sign it.
There you go. I will be stopping in. I'm just gonna hold on to mine then. And when I probably don't know if I'm gonna be in Vegas this year, but I will definitely be there next year. So if you're still there, I'll be stopping in to see you.
Yeah. No, I grew up loving motorcycles and football.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Well, Jim, I really appreciate your time. Let me throw it out in the audience right quick and see if I've got anybody have any questions for Jim before we let him get on his way. He shared a lot of his time with us tonight and a lot of his story. And guys, make sure you go out and grab this book. I mean, this is a great backstory from a guy who lived it right next to him and was a very, very close friend of Lyle Alzado, a Raider legend. So, any questions from the audience? A lot of awesome comments, Jim. You're gonna have to go back and check it out. There were a lot of comments through the show as you were telling the story and telling about the book. Leslie wants to know: are you going to have a book signing anytime in Vegas, like an actual formal signing? Leslie's out in Vegas. She's in your neck of the woods.
We will be having for sure, but I I don't know when. It'll be sometime after they do the press release, which is going to be a month from now.
Okay, there you go. So probably about a month from now. Favorite
month and a half.
Prime wants to know your favorite Lyle football moment, Jim. Your favorite Lyle football moment.
Favorite Lyle football moment. There were a lot of them. I mean, there were a lot of. He was a big. Well, I can tell you a few different stories. He was a guy that, like, if any other player was late getting on the bus after a game, they would all the players would tear into him, and the bus may even leave him. But if Lyle was late getting on the bus, nobody said a word. Because, I mean, they were all scared to death of him, truthfully. And I tell a story about John Matusak. They were all just this watering hole, and he was picking fights with some fans, and when he turned on a couple teammates, Lyle threw him outside down the stairs, and stood there and looked at him, and John was smart enough not to try to come back in. I mean, he was for real. There was no hype about Lyle. I mean, he was the real deal. And there really wasn't anybody he was afraid of. Going to quite a few different fights and a lot of different things that happened, different stories, throughout the book. When I talk about his family life and, how his dad, I was approached one day. We were doing an event where we were making food to feed the homeless. And I was approached, I went to the restroom. And I was approached by a guy in the bathroom. And it turned out to be, it was a guy that said, Lyle's dad wants to see him. And Lyle had thought his dad died years earlier.
Really?
He was in protective custody.
Really?
And it just, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that the book goes into.
Wow. Ooh. All right. You're selling me, Jim. And
Okay.
You got a bunch of other folks out there that have already said they're gonna go get it. Amazon and Barnes and Noble. James Raider, Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and then full printing. You get it everywhere in like a month. You said it'd be ebooks, probably everything here soon.
They're gonna have ebooks. I'm working on an audio book right now, but they're doing the ebook and they're putting together the press releases and all that kind of stuff.
The name of the book, folks, is The Lyle Alzado Story, Nobody's Invincible, by James Duffner. Jim, thank you very much for taking some time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to ask you one last question. Prime threw up a great question. How do you think Lyle would feel about the move of the Raiders going to Las Vegas?
Actually, I think he'd love it. I really do. I think he would love it. And I do, I in a lot of ways, I hate to see him leave Oakland since they went back up there. But if they're going anywhere, Las Vegas is the place, especially since I'm down here now. I love the idea, and I know there's a bunch of other ex-Raiders and stuff that are here in town that are excited about it.
Oh, I'm excited about it. It's gonna be awesome. The new stadium's beautiful, and Vegas is I think it's the perfect city to host the Raiders going forward. And Jim, again, I thank you a lot for your time, guys. Make sure you get out there and get a copy of this, the Lyle Alzado story, "Nobody's Invincible" by James Duffner. Get out and pick it up. Barnes and Nobles, Amazon. We're going to post the link. One of our guys has already found the link for your book, Jim, so we're going to post it up on the page so everybody's got a quick link to where they can go and grab a copy of it. And I look forward to meeting you in person next year when Raider Nation swoops in on Vegas.
That sounds good to me. I look forward to it too.
All right. Well, Jim, thank you. I really appreciate taking some time out of your busy evening tonight. I greatly appreciate it. And have a good rest of your evening.
You too. Thank you.
You bet. There you go. There we go. Raider Nation, I hope you enjoyed that. A little piece of history and behind the scenes. And, man, kind of a choker there to hear about the end of a Raider great, and that was one of his best friends, and he was right there. I hope you enjoyed that. I thought that was very, very cool. A very, very cool little nugget for a Throwback Thursday. I'm on here. I've got a couple minutes. Got you guys already. Let's take a couple questions from the audience while I got you guys on. Anybody that's watching, what do you got? Raider related? That's on your mind. What's that burning question? Got anything on your mind? Raider related. We got Mr. Galvin Raider Graphics in the house. What's up, man? What's up? When you gonna hook us up with some? We need some Mr. Galvin Raider Graphics with some Raider reaction flavor for the page, man. You gotta come hook us up. You need to message the page. We need some of that action. That was a jerker, Leslie. That was a very touching story, man. I've lived through losing a family member to cancer. As my wife's mom, we lost her to cancer probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I've lived through it all the way to the end, and it's a terrible, terrible, terrible damn thing. And man, it's a terrible thing, but very, very cool. And Jim, man, thank you. Can't thank you enough for taking some time out. Lyle Alzado's story, 77, Nobody's Invincible, by James Duffner. How's the new receiver signing suit you? The new that guy? I mean, he's nothing to get too excited about. He's clear at the end of the depth chart. I mean, he's kind of is what it is. I mean, it's nothing to get too excited about. They did release Saheed Blacknall though as well, which I was kind of shocked at that as much as I was the signing. I was honestly I was kind of shocked that they released Blacknall. So which I guess, if you get decided you're going to finally put ink on one, then the others got to go. But DeMornay Pearson L makes it. Got some. But it means nothing. DeMornay Pearson L. Prime. Like, he's like at the bottom. When you're looking at the depth chart of wide receiver, he's right there above Waterboy. Keith is right, man. Hunter Renfrow is that kid is. He's one of the ones that they're talking about being like one of the fan favorites that's going to come out of training camp. They're talking about him and Mad Max. He's the other one that they think the consensus thus far is that those two are going to be your big guys. The rumor on Elliott, okay, I seen this today, and I talked about this on Tuesday because somebody brought up the rumor about Chris Warren III being a fullback. Listen, same thing. Just because somebody, it's like me going on a live feed and saying, you know what, man? I heard the Raiders, there's a possibility, I've heard this thing and they're going to trade for Ezekiel Elliott. That doesn't make it a rumor. Just because my ass comes on here and says something, you shouldn't go run with that as that's a rumor. If I'm talking something just, off the cuff as a hypothetical, that doesn't make it a fucking rumor. Doesn't make it a rumor. Yeah, I seen that shit, James Jordan. I thought the same thing. I was like, again? 2 days later, you're going to pull the same bullshit? And what's funny is you know where it came from? I seen some guy, I can't remember his name, I can pull it up here, I can find it in my history, but somebody was making the rounds in all of the Raider groups and posting a meme that had this stupid trade scenario for Ezekiel Elliott. And I was just like, what is this stupid shit? And it wasn't an hour or two later, and I seen live breaking news, rumors. I was just like, it's not breaking news, man. It's not breaking news. When you just come on here and say something, that doesn't make it breaking news. It's not a rumor all of a sudden. Just because you're, I'm thinking here. No. There's a good possibility of that, Keith. That's the big question, man. Who's going to be that 3? Who's going to get that? Who's going to be the strong guy in the slot? Because you've got Renfro. You've also got J.J. Nelson. J.J. Nelson was the guy who brought him in. J.J. Nelson has stats very, very similar to what Seth Roberts has. He's almost kind of like a Seth Roberts. You're just hoping he's got better hands, and you're hoping he works out a little better in the slot than. What's his name did. that pretty much everybody we've tried over the past several years has done. But Seth Roberts just never seemed to step up. Holton never stepped up. Holmes never stepped. There was a whole group of those guys that we just kept saying, this is going to be the year for Seth. This is going to be the year for him. No, it was never the year for him. And it's still not going to be this year. It's almost August, Leslie. It's very damn close. Running back by committee. There'll be no running back by committee. It's going to be Josh Jacobs' prime. Come on. Josh Jacobs is going to tote the rock. He's going to be the man. He's going to be the man. Ryan Grant's out there. He's got a possibility too. He was the solid number 2 on a playoff team in Indy. Captain Neckbeard was he was giving Ryan Grant some love last year. You've got him. You've got Keelan Doss in there as well. Marcel Aitman. Although I don't think Aitman's a slot. Aitman's more like your guy who comes in when Williams needs to sit out. Or somebody else needs a breather. You're going to 3 or 4 wide receiver set. I don't think he's not your slot. No way. He's a big lanky guy. He's not your slot. You need that quick guy. That's where I think Hunter Renfro, J.J. Nelson. That's where I think. So I hope you guys enjoyed our special guest today, man. That was very cool. A little bit of a tearjerker, but very, very cool. I'm going to be reaching out to a couple more folks just like that and try to bring them in. It's not easy bringing people in to talk to me. I'm a little bit of Some people have a little preconceived notion about me that I'm a little brash and I might swear or say something, but I'm professional when I've got somebody on here that we need to get down to business. So, but I've got some other irons in the fire. So I hope you enjoyed that one. I look forward to meeting the guy, man. Very, very cool. Last season we had John Kingdon on. Yeah, J.J. Nelson from Arizona Prime. Come on, you got to keep up. Come on. I know it's training camp. This is like Raider Reaction training camp still. We got to get all boned up on everything because you've had all these people moving around. Now we got to get caught up on everything again. We got to get caught up on everything. So we have had some crazy things happen this week. We We eclipsed 4,000 members of the dark side. We've dropped the official dark side membership pack. It's pinned at the top of the group, so make sure. Right on, Mr. Galvin, you the man. So make sure you check that out. We've added some new stuff to the website as well. We've got the Commissioner's Corner, special little section we'll be putting up. If you missed last night's episode of Raider Reaction, Goes to the Post, then shame on you. You loser. How could you?
What?
But Prime and I broke it down. We went through the top, all 32 teams, and ranked their fan bases all the way to number 1. I'm going to be putting that up in Commissioner's Corner. I'll try to have that up by morning. I was working on it last night, but I didn't quite get it finished because that's just a lot of typing. And when I get done, it's late, and I gotta have my medicine after the show and sit and relax. But we're gonna be putting that up as well. But we broke it down, and spoiler alert, of course, best fan base was the Raiders. Spoiler alert. And worst fan base was the Chokers. Chargers. Can't even have a fuck soccer stadium. So they ended up last. We ended up first. Seems fair. Cowboys came in second. Steelers were third. Packers were fourth. Browns were fifth. Bears were sixth. Chiefs seventh. 8 Redskins. 9 the Giants. And rounding out our top 10 was the Saints. At least you tried, Nancy. And that's all that matters is the effort. That's why you're a top fan. You even tried more than once. I seen you. So, I've got the last 2 Black Fridays, we've had awesome numbers, and I've pulled some really great games. So I feel like I've got to step it up, and I've really got to bring something awesome to the table tomorrow night. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night because we're going to have a freaking badass Black Friday. I've been racking my brain as to what game would be just the best one because you got the Mad Bomber's birthday was this week. See, should we go way back? Like deep in the time machine? Should we go back to a Mad Bomber game for Black Friday? Like way back? In the Wayback Machine. Ha 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 ha. Bill's getting down. That's what's up. It's like, I'm sipping right now. The D team. They are something. That's why. They're sitting on the kitty table. Right on, my man, right on. Or you can message the page, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. But, Ernest, can you get a shout out for your 6-year-old son, Raider? You better believe it, Raider. What's up, Raider? That is a very stellar name, man. That is a name of royalty right there. That is awesome. Raider. What's his middle name? Curious. I'm curious, Ernest. What's his middle name? 6-year-old Raider. That's awesome. I should do an all Raider team again. Keith, I thought about that because we did an all Raider team. Like we did a show, not this last season, but this off season before. We did an all Raider team where we sat down for an hour. We went through all positions and discussed each position, who should be the best, and we put together an all Raider team with special teams, coaches, and everything. And I think we did it over 2 weeks. 1 week we did offense, then we did defense and special teams. And then last year, we did the all-Raider bracket, the greatest Raider of all time bracket. I had Big Al, I had Captain Jack, we had Angria Trask, and we all broke it down. And along with, we went through the matchups. We started, and worked our way through and battled out head-to-head in bracket style down. And Kenny Stabler, the Snake, was voted the greatest Raider of all time as he faced off head-to-head against, was it Howie Long, I believe, in the final. I'd have to go back and remember. It was shocking because Otto had got bumped in the Final Four. And, all right, Raider Tatum, Renteria. That is awesome. That is awesome. Now, when I rated him there, hey, if he starts saying some bad words, don't be blaming me now. They hear worse watching freaking Nick at Night or Nickelodeon or anything anyway. Any other hot topics? That's because you're a top fan, my man. That's why you remember the bracket. The training camp films, got those coming. James Rader's been on top. We got a lot of stuff coming. We have a lot of stuff coming up. Training camp is, man, not even a week. Guys, we got guys in training camp. We're going to have pads on before too long. Pads! Actual guys wearing pads, hitting each other. It's amazing. We're going to be streaming live all of the preseason games again. Why? Because we can. Why? Because what do we say to the man? We say fuck you, and we do what we want. In your face, sucker! That's what we say. So, we will be streaming all the preseason games. We're going to stream all of the Hard Knocks episodes, and we're going to do reaction shows for each one of the Hard Knocks episodes. So when you get done watching it, and you're like sitting there and you're like, man, I gotta talk to somebody about this, well, you can come right here, because as soon as the show ends, click, Raider Reaction will be live with your Hard Knocks reaction show. Same way with preseason game. As soon as the game's over, we'll have our instant reaction show after each one of the preseason games. You guys know how it works, but let me refresh your memory. We have planted Raider Reaction pirate pages all throughout Facebook. There are many, many that have been made. Every week, you will need to come back to Raider Reaction, within 30 minutes or so of when kickoff is going to be, to get your link to the pirate page for the week. That's where the stream will be. So please, don't come to the page and blow us up with 2,000 messages. Where's the game, man? Where's the game? The game's not on the page. No shit. It's on the pirate page. Because if we put the game on the page, we wouldn't have a fucking page anymore. So you go to the pirate page, you don't share it, you just sit there and watch with the hundreds and hundreds of other Raider fans that are going to be watching with you. That's all you have to do. So we've done all the legwork. Our hype team, James Raider, myself, all of the other guys behind the scenes, are already getting everything taken care of. And we're going to have you guys hooked up. And we're going to make sure you're taken care of all the way through the season. We're going to be doing our best to stream every game. Of course, it's illegal, in case you didn't know. So there's the possibility of it getting taken down. We do our best to get around and work through every little hoop, jump over every hurdle that we have to. But still the possibility may get taken down. That's what you get for relying on a pirate stream. But only the Raiders that wear red jerseys are typically your quarterbacks. Sometimes your special teams guys they don't want to get hit. That's why they wear them. They wear red jerseys because they don't want them to get hit. Those are no contact guys. You're like, listen, you little scrub linebacker that's getting paid like $250,000 if you actually make a team. Yeah, don't you fucking hit that guy. Why don't you hit that guy? You'll never get signed again by anybody. That guy's worth more than you'll ever be worth in your entire career. So that's why they got those guys in red. They're like, you stay the hell away from them. You don't even breathe. I'll get y'all hooked up on the pirate pages. You guys as long as you're following the page, Jack, you'll never miss it. Never. You're never going to miss it. All you got to do is come to the page about 30 minutes before anything, and the pirate page will have the hookup to the link. That's it. You click on it, you'll right to the pirate page. That's it. Because we unpublish them when we're not using them. They're already all made. They're planted. I make one. Oh, shit, I make one all the time. Can't have too many. So, then they're out there. They're already planted. We just publish them and use them when we need them. So that's how we got. So we've got you guys locked down. We're locked and loaded and ready for the 2019 season. Painting the world silver and black. It's our mission. It's the mission statement here at Raider Reaction. It hasn't changed. Hasn't changed. We're still doing the same thing. You know, there are others that we don't care about the others. We're the dark side of Raider Nation. The Raider Reaction Empire. We just kind of do what we want. How will you get to the pirate page? You come to the Raider Reaction page about 30 minutes before the kickoff or before when Hard Knocks is supposed to start. We will have the link to the pirate page. You just click on it and go there. And then when the thing's going to start, it'll be live on that page. And then when the thing's over, we don't post it. We delete it. And we unpublish the page. And then the next time, you come back and you do the same thing. You do it every week. Every week. You just... That's it. That's right, Russ. You just... Shh. You don't say nothing, and you don't share it. You just show up and watch it. And we'll all be there watching together. You can chat, and you know, it's a great thing. It's a great thing. So, pirate pages, we got you hooked up. So, make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Because, man, we've got... Commissioner Jr. is about ready to take over the YouTube channel. He's going to be streaming so much fucking Madden and oh my god. He's about to blow up the YouTube page. So if you're into watching gamers, no, not before this live event. Not our lives. Come on. Just games and stuff. Illegal things. This isn't illegal. I'm not illegal. You know, I may be obnoxious from time to time, but I'm not illegal. Some people would wish I was illegal, outlawed, but you know, those people can basically, you know, fuck off.
In your face, sucker!
That's right. If you share, it just basically, if you're watching the live stream, you just want to watch it, you don't share because then it just puts a little electronic trail right back to our stream, and then they shut it down. Then that's no good. But what typically will happen is that page will drop. Then you just go back to the Raider Reaction page and wait a minute or two. We're going to post the link to the next pirate page, and then we're going to put the page on that, on the game on that one. That's just how it works. So we just try to stay one step ahead of them, and usually we break the stream at each quarter, and then we'll delete it and put it back up on the page because then that breaks your electronic. So we got all kinds of things. But it's going to be a great season. I'm excited. Who's going to be at opening day? Who's going to be at opening day weekend? Oaktown, the final season. Monday Night Football doubleheader. The final game of week 1. Donkeys. I'm going to be there. Commissioner Jr. is going to be there. Russ is going to be there. Russ and I will be having drinks for Rick's. So if you guys would like to join us, Bill's going to be there. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be in the black hole. I got my tickets. I hope to see you all there. Leslie, everybody who's knocking. All right, Ernest and Raider are going to be there. Commissioner Jr. and I will be there too. Ernest, I'll be there with Sun in hand as well. So we'll hopefully we're going to be roaming. I'm driving out, but I'm not. Heck yeah, I'll meet everybody, man. I love meeting people. I'm not tailgating. I'm walking, man. I'm gonna be a fucking nomad. I'm gonna have a backpack full of fucking merchandise and fucking Raider Reaction swag, special swag, opening day swag. So we'll see. We'll see. So I will be roaming around, so you're gonna have to find me, but I'll be easy to find because I'm gonna be live streaming like a madman. We're gonna be going live pretty much all weekend, leading up to and all of the tailgate action. We're gonna bring all of Raider Nation that we can right into opening day with us, so that you can be right in the tailgate action. You can be right down there where it's gonna be happening. So those of you who can't be there, we want to bring you there with us, because that's pretty much what we want to do, and we're in the works for other stuff as well. So this is full Throwback Thursday, John. So I thought I'd go full Throwback Thursday. Went with the Allen, got the vintage '84 jersey. So I went full throwback for the. I'm gonna hit them all, man, James. I'm gonna hit them all. You don't realize when we go down there early. We go down there when there's like no cars in the parking lot. And that's when we do our initial walk around, scope it all out, and then work our way in. So, all right. So, guys, it was an awesome Throwback Thursday. Having Jim Duffner on was awesome. Make sure you go grab a copy of that book, man. The Lyle Alzado story, Nobody's Invincible, by James Duffner. Very, very cool interview. And go grab that book. I've got one. I'm gonna be grabbing another one because I want to get a signed copy when I'm out in Vegas. He said, Red Rocks Harley. Red Rocks Harley. Down there in Vegas. You can stop in, get you an autographed copy. It's available at Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and available everywhere here in about a month. You'll be able to get it on ebooks, audiobooks, all that other good stuff. We will try to get the link up on the page for him soon. And as always, man, thank you guys for joining me. Link's going to be posted after the page. James Raider's already on it because he's the freaking man. He's already all over it like a fucking fat man at a free buffet. He's on it. Tomorrow night, Black Friday, I will not disappoint. I'm thinking, man, in honor of the Mad Bomber's birthday, I'm thinking we should go way back. We'll see. You'll have to tune in tomorrow night to find out. I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation.